Right, this is going to be a fun one. Streaming. Now, the previous version of this app had some working, and not even proof of concept, it was working, streaming working from the gRPC to Flutter, so from server to client, so you could broadcast out any changes in real time. So we should be able to do something similar with our user list. So if I look inside my build folder, inside debug bundle, I can run another copy of the application, which we can do the same things with. But if we just say, what should we do? Let's sign up as another one. I don't know, Droid 2. We should be in. So this list here is going to contain Droid 2. This list isn't until we oh well, it hasn't anyway. Why is that? That should be recreating a connection. I don't know why that is. Seemed to work okay a minute ago. It's in there now. Perhaps that's part of the problem. Anyway, what would be nice was if a different user signs up, i.e. inserts a user, and then as soon as he does, all other clients are aware that a new member is subscribed, and it will appear in this list. If they just happen to be looking at it at the same time, it will just appear automatically. So that's what we want to try and achieve. So let's have a go. If we hide that out the way. Now, I made a declaration faux pas because I was thinking about not just having tennis matches, but like classes, exercise classes. So I called the table class, and everything had the word class in it. Now, class is obviously a reserved word, which just made me feel uncomfortable throughout. There were certain bits in the block code where it was going, oh, you can't have class, but you call it class _2, which was just, you know, we don't want to call it classes. So this is going to break a lot of stuff on the old code, but we're not using that anymore, and the new server doesn't know anything about classes yet. Indeed, there's not even anything in the database other than a users table. So, where I was saying stream classes, I'm going to say stream messages, because this will listen to a request, and that's going to contain your authorization, as well as one of these things if it needs it. And it's going to send out a stream from the server of stream messages. And stream messages are messages that have a stream message type and then one of these entities. So it can have a user as the stream message. And yeah, so I think that's the first change to think about. And the message type is... No, hang on a minute. I thought that was a... Did we not just cover that? Stream message type. Oh, it's just defined there as a stream message type. No, that's not defined. Sorry, there it is. Okay, so stream message type. I've just undone that. Redo that. Can either be CRUD, basically, or in this case, CUD. Resync. I was thinking about having something that could just resync everything. In other words, if you was listening to a list of users, and when you first connect to that stream, before the streaming really happens, you just get everything, and then you listen to changes. So a resync could be something that would just repeat that process, so everybody gets everything again. I don't think I used it in the end. But yeah, we don't have a modify yet. Sorry, we do have a modify. But yeah, obviously the R that we've got here is not part of the CRUD terminology gang for read because we're not doing that kind of thing. This is things that mutate the state. Anyhow, so let's rebuild the protobuf so it knows nothing of that. And I think best thing to do is to quit the server and reload it again. So we're going to pick up those new protobuf definitions, and then we do have a stream file. Now this, interestingly, doesn't pick up the fact that this is no longer going to exist. I wonder if that will even work now. It has worked. So this method, we're going to basically need to change anywhere where it was saying stream classes to stream messages. I think that's it. Stream messages takes a request and returns a stream of messages. Takes a request and returns a stream of stream classes server. I think that's going to have to be stream messages server now. But I don't understand why that is undefined if I've rebuilt the logic. Stream messages. I don't know. It's still bitching about it. It doesn't seem to think that stream classes server, it knows it streams a message. There's nothing called that anymore. I'm sure that's rejigged them. It's still got stream classes in there, which can only make me think that this bit isn't actually compiling. Yeah. Save changes. I don't remember doing nvim. Stream messages. It's definitely got the change. Back in there again. Okay, so now it's got it. Maybe that file hadn't saved properly, but got the health check on there. Well, okay. Well, anyway, we got that working. So there's a little log here. We'll just keep that consistent. So this is our beginning of our stream to the particular client that is connected. Still not sure whether we need a mutex around those if we're just using a map, hence the to do. And then, so the first thing you want to do when you're asking to stream data is to prepare the list of users that are already in the database. So that's what this will do. This goes off to SQLite, pulls all that data down, and then that's now in a slice that we can range over. And here we're going to run this list of users and stream them out to the client that is connected. So we're going to define a new message, so a new stream message, that's going to have a type of create, because we're going to be creating these in the client's memory within the state there. So it's a bit confusing. We're not creating one in the database, but we are creating one nonetheless. Maybe there's a better terminology to use. I was thinking about having create for anything that adds things to a database, and add for this terminology. Add and remove instead of create and delete. Maybe I'll do that just to sort of keep things consistent. But let's get this working first of all. This is a long way to go. And then the message is going to be of type stream message user, and then the user is going to be inside here. So this stream message user refers directly to wrong screen. Directly to this stream message, and it's going to be stream message underscore user, which is how Go does that. Now it will now try to stream that message out, and if there's any issues it just goes and it returns the whole stream. Defer func will run when the stream ends, so that will effectively remove the currently this particular client from the list of clients that we've got persisted in Go, which is what is added here. And it's a map, so there's only one key, so if you try and do it again it's just going to be the same reference. Unless you're on a different device, it must chuck out some kind of unique reference. Okay, so if we did nothing else, then whenever you went onto that screen and all the Go code was fixed as well, then you'd see pretty much what you see at the moment. You get all those users. So on we go. Just trying to think about what we already had here. I guess all this must have been working, but I don't think... Yeah, okay, so this is all the old code on the new server. But I think it just spat out that top bit. Right. This is a never-ending loop that is going to be responsible. So as soon as you start streaming, it's going to come in here and listen for... listen on this channel. If anything comes in on that channel, it's going to do the log. So let's change that to log.print log.print, just so we can see it on the console. This is the other bit about the resync I mentioned, so you'll get a notification about that. And then the disconnected clients, again, this is going to need changing from stream classes. Again, the disconnected clients is a list of clients which, for whatever reason, during this process, if it can't send it, it adds it to the list of disconnected clients, and it will remove them from the client list. So if something goes wrong, so none of that should be any different. It's just going to range through the existing clients. And it's actually making me doubt myself here now. If this is going to set up a different loop for every stream connection that's coming in, won't they all start getting duplicate events? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it seems to work. I haven't noticed any duplicate events. But how this might be setting up loops for every connecting client and sending messages to duplicate times. We'll think about that one. Anyhow, so down here, if any, no, this isn't an issue. This is just the loop for the particular streamed user. Of course it is. So they get their own little space, and if anything happens, it's going to send the no, it's not doing that. It is looping through all the clients. So that's probably not right. Because this, we already have exactly one client, which is this guy. I don't know. I'm going to have to come back to that one. Yeah. Maybe not loop around. Yeah. Being, that is receiving the message. That'll do. But anyway, for now, because I don't want to break anything, it's going to go through all the clients and then send that message out to them. And any disconnected clients will be appended in there if there's any issues. So that client there would be added to the disconnected clients. And after that, it's going to loop through that disconnected clients and remove those records. And I think I've removed the mutex around this, not knowing if it's going to cause an issue or not, because we were just using a simple map. And then we've got a context.done to no, okay, it's finished, and we're just going to drop out. That doesn't appear to have any errors on that page, but of course we've broken some stuff elsewhere. Show. Yeah, okay, well this all makes sense. Let's go D, capital D. Okay, I don't know what I did there. I don't even know what that is. Oh, that is Dadbod, the SQL agent thing. Okay, quit. Okay, well, we know what this is going to be. Messages server. SD. And it'll be the same there. Stream messages server. So, S, capital D, no problems found. So the only other bit to think about, and a lot of this is going to be on the back end in Flutter, but if we go back to the original one, so when somebody was adding a new class, really to create a new class, this is the code that would add it to the database. Then it would persist this list or slice of classes on in the client in the Go memory. We've got rid of that now because we're using SQLite as the cache. But then this is the code. This little bit here we can add after a user has been subscribed. I'm hoping. As long as it's been a successful subscription, which should be there. Now we're still calling it the classes chan. That's going to need to be changed. But we're going to send a stream message for creation, and what we're going to stream is not a class but a user, and that user is going to be new user. So classes chan, let's go to the definition of that, because it's not a channel of classes. It is a messages chan, let's call it that. And if we do %s/classes chan, replace it with messages chan, that should fix a lot of those. Are there any other places? Yep, you bet. Messages chan, are there any other places? And there, messages chan. Good, we got no bugs. So that should do something. When something extra when you add a new user, at least as far as the back end is concerned. We run that, shouldn't know anything different about it. So Flutter. Now Flutter is now going to be broked. Make a bit more room. I do not know. Okay, so what we got here is, I know. No, just can, yeah, okay. So within NeoVim, we can resize. So this is where NeoVim's getting really useful. So if I press space, which is the leader key, and then S, and then capital D, it shows me any bugs throughout the entire project, which is pretty cool. Where to start here? Class stream is going to be messages stream, and stream classes is going to be stream messages, and here it's going messages stream. So that's the end of that. No more bugs. Right. Which file are we in? We're in the class block. So we've progressed on here from being outside the application, and when we're looking at code that is going to be run when somebody is actually authenticated. And so that is if the auth state has managed to get to the state of auth loaded, it's going to run a multi-block provider, which is going to provide both access to the classes as it was and the users. We can probably get away with leaving the naming for class block here because it is going to be a lot of work. But there's something interesting I had to do using RxDart to just use the one stream to get to different blocks. So the multi-block provider will contain them all, but the class block is going to be renamed the message block ultimately, and that's going to be the main kind of streaming pipeline back to the Go back end. And that's where this behavior subject stuff comes in, but we'll get onto that in a bit. Essentially allows us to talk to different streams from a central one. So, all being good, that is now listening on... Did it reload? It has reloaded. And it is re-listening. And... how best to explain this? I think if we go on to the main Dart and we get into here, this class block is going to instantiate. And when it does, it is going to pass the initial state, which is just, yeah, you know, you're ready. And there's a bunch of things here to do with classes, and again the classes is talking about exercise classes, and that will go. But yeah, if we pass down a little bit more from the main screen and we say you go on to logged in app, so that would be something like the kind of screen around this one. I think it is actually this one. Then I don't think there's any data being read on this screen, but it's starting off this command here to start streaming classes. So again, we're going to use the class block, and we're going to push a message onto it of the type stream class. And then when we dispose, so when this widget dies, it will stop streaming. That's the idea. And then down inside the code, okay, on this screen it's not even doing anything with it anyway, so we could remove that. But it does the same thing on the user screen as well. We're going to start streaming and stop streaming. Streaming. So if that event is received, it's going to come in here, it's going to run this code, start streaming with that event and that emitter, and that is going to cancel it first if it already exists, and then run listen to stream, and then emit a class loaded. So these empty slice bracket things, arrays, are just empty lists of class. So when they first view the list of classes, which we're not even covering in this video, they'll be empty. But listen to stream is where things get a bit more hairy. It's going to start listening to this message stream, and with the message type it's going to say, hey, it's a create. And if you remember, when we did this little bit of code, when we add the sign up user, it's going to use a message type of create. Again, this is the enumeration from protobuf with the user in tow. So that code will drop into here, because in this example, if somebody registers, it's going to be a create, and then it's going to listen to which type of message, which stream message, and this is where, see here, the class 2 thing has popped up. Now, I don't know whether that is because I haven't restarted Flutter since we finally got it rebuilt, but I would have thought that was incorrect now inside there, because I would have thought that would have been message or stream message. No. Okay, so this is if it's a type of, so yeah, one of the one-ofs down here is a class. So if somebody created a new exercise class, that would come in, but we're concerned about new users. So we've already got that down here. So if you create a user, then you can then use this code. This is where it was messy. So this is going to use this user controller thing to pour into a sink these messages to say a new user has been added. And I don't know what that's going to do. Add user is another user event. And then obviously you've got other types for deleting and updating and resyncing. Whoa, oh boy. And then if it's an error, wait 3 seconds and try it again. Yeah. But the key thing there is it's going to use this user stream. To get to it. Now add user. I'm going to quit the application, quit Vim, and come back in again into the user block. I think this is more used for the login in thing, which probably we just need to revisit. Oh. Ba-ba-do-do-do. Ultimately, this bit of code here, when we're handling the events, I think that's to do with the adding of classes. So that stuff coming, requests coming from the application. And then no, I don't know actually. I think that is it. I'm a bit confused with my own code all of a sudden. But this is the key bit. If you create a user, push that over to the user controller. Whew. Let me just have another look at the user screen. So the user screen, which is this list here, is going to start streaming the messages, although it says classes. So that's opened the message stream up. It's going to grab your authorization, and then we've got a block builder based on the state. So the only thing that's different is, are we handling stuff that is going to add that user in? I don't know. Let's try. Well, why is there nothing there anymore? I guess it gets retrashed. So if we start another version of that app up, and we sign up a new user, and we call him Alfagadi. Don't know what that was. Oh my god, it worked! Look at that. It absolutely worked. I didn't have to do any more complicated stuff, because it was already listening to the list of users, and the stream just popped it in. So if we sign out again, and we sign up a new user called Ben. Oh my god, I can't think of any more Star Wars names. Ben appears. Obi-Wan is actually also Ben, but that's Han Solo's son. So if I sign out over here, and I say, let's go onto the players list and say Uncle Owen. Ooh, did it work? It didn't work. Now, did I do sign in or log in? Can't remember. Sign up. Let's do Aunt Peru. I always thought it was Peru. Aunt Peru's appeared. Hey! It's so hot in here today. I'm starting to sweat. I'm going to end the stream. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Complicated, especially all of the stuff on Flutter. Yeah, but potentially very useful. Okay, take care.